if I can see anything. So maybe I should just type something out. Friend or foe? Which one? This could very well be my last video on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what YouTube is going to do. No, this YouTube staff, for what it's worth, all these years, wasn't worth the stress. Now I know why people just want to make money on YouTube and nothing more, nothing less for the most part. Yeah. Yeah. By any means necessary. You know? So, what is the cause? Can you even hear me? I'm not even talking very loud. Oh. I don't feel like mucking with the camera right now and trying to upload it. Just the whole 9 yards. It's not worth it. Not anymore, people, because for everything that I have done, it was just a big waste of time. Truth for Reality asked me to talk about what is the cause. Okay, Peggy, this is probably going to be my last video on YouTube anyway. Honestly, in the last 2 days, my eyes have gotten worse. It's like I go to sleep and I get up and they're worse. When I went to that eye doctor, it was on the 28th of October, okay? They made me wear a fucking mask, okay? That's the first thing, right? Gaslighted me and guilt tripped me into, well, if you don't wear the mask, one of our patients and sitting in a chair is going to complain to the College of Surgeons and get our clinic shut down. So, no. You have to wear the mask. Okay, that's the first thing. Well, let me tell you something. I came home. It was even before I got home. Okay, I was there. I had to wear the stupid mask. Okay, whatever. I took it off, came home, and for 2 days, my nose was running. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, because we know now this is YouTube, so we don't want to give out misinformation or medical misinformation or be deceptive or any of that crap, even though they don't tell you exactly what it is that you said wrong. They just like to punish you for shit to keep you down under. So we know that these masks aren't necessarily clean. Yeah, well, I wore it at the clinic because the doctor asked me to, not because I actually have a mask exemption, a legitimate mask exemption. But when Amari had his seizure, okay, I was at the hospital and I slept there for a little while, right? Because it's like, in the wee hours of the morning. And I took my purse and because I showed them at the hospital, I had a mask exemption, right? Put it back in my purse, whatever. And, at one point I went to sleep. I had my purse underneath this little cot bed thing that they had me on. Anyway, let's just put it this way. My mask and Andre's mask exemption disappeared from my purse. Okay? Now, I could go see, quote unquote, my family doctor and go get a new one, which I'll go to the clinic at some point soon, assuming that I can find my way there in terms of seeing. and I'll get one, right? But you know, it's the fact that I don't know, like I wore that mask as soon as I got out of the building. By the time I got into the taxi, my nose was running, and it ran for like 2 days. Okay. That was on the 28th of October. All right. Now, the eye specialist said I had 2% vision in my left eye and 13% vision in my right eye, with my octave nerves basically dying. Okay. Because of the coma being left too long. I asked him if straining, overstraining instigates it. He said, no, that's not true though, people. That is not true. Okay. I have worked nothing like a freaking dog in this yard for the last umpteen years of my life. So much so that I gave up half of my life in this house since being here just to be outside. And now that it's almost done, if you notice that, if you notice these things, right, if you're watching, right, Peggy, just hang in there with me for a little while, okay? Because I'm probably not going to be doing any videos anytime soon, especially for YouTube. I'm going to have to take them to BitChute if I've got anything of substance to say. Will I have time to say it? You see, that's the thing, because once I can't see anymore, not too many people are going to help me to do this, okay? And it's like, what happens is I go to sleep. For the last couple of days now, it's been really cold, right? Like the weather has really changed, eh? And I've been like really cold. Like I got sick from going out. That's basically what happened, right? With wearing the mask, right? Got sick with that. I'm using these drops, which they used to kind of make me sick before, right? It's kind of one reason why I never really liked using them. But now it's like, I don't know, because you're not supposed to, you know, get it in your mouth. You're not supposed to get the drops in your mouth. But when you put them in your eye and it's going down to the back of your throat and you're swallowing the shit and it's getting into your gut, what do you think fucking is happening here, right? You're getting sick. So I've been kind of like sick for the last couple of 2-3 days, right? Like really, really cold, just wanting to sleep. Andre says, Nana, you don't ever get sick. And I'm like, yeah, I know, because I said, Nana's kind of sick right now. He goes, well, gee, Nana, you don't ever get sick. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't ever get sick, but I've been kind of sick ever since I got back from my eyes. Okay. And it got sparked on with that mask. I'm telling you right now. Okay. And then these drops, because it's like, for whatever reason, is going into the back of my throat. And I'm like, well, I think next time that happens, I'm just going to try and spit it out. But it doesn't matter. It's in your system. So, anyway, this morning I woke up this morning. I'm looking around. Sure enough, something's changed. So the drops aren't working. I can tell you that right now. No, and I'm still, like, even though I've been sick, I'm still doing things. Like this morning, I'm doing dishes, and, I was doing laundry just a couple days ago, and, I was cleaning up the playroom and, moving things around, and, and blah and blah and blah, right? And looking after Amari and changing Amari and picking up and moving Amari and, giving Amari a bottle and whatnot, right? So, but I don't know, people. Truth for Reality asked me to do a video on what is the cause. Well, you know what? Even if I cry, it doesn't matter, because the cause, take it back to when it started in 1999 when I founded the foundation. By 2000, I had a federal trademark name, to which obviously YouTube likes to trash, okay? All right? Likes to oppress, likes to keep hidden away like a dirty secret, likes to exploit, likes to harass, likes to stalk and taunt, okay? Those are my experiences. It's not being deceptive. It's not being misleading. I'm not spamming nothing. I'm telling you the way it was for me since I became a content creator on YouTube in 2009 by the grace of my oldest son by creating this channel because he thought it would be good for the foundation people. Yeah, well, go into my videos and see how much it did good to the foundation, which is almost nothing. Seriously. Okay. Anyway, I'm not here to pick on YouTube staff. Okay, although I'm not going to sit up here and kiss their asses either. Right? So what is the cause? The cause always was to do good by the community, to bring the community together so that we could be self-empowered to bring peace and prosperity to all people, not just some people, to which that's not the reality of the world. And that's what the last 22 years has taught me. If anything, it's the opposite. We're at the opposite end of whatever it was that was once good on this planet. Okay. So, in terms of a cause, the only cause that I can think of after it's all said and done, yes, we wanted justice for Shimei, but we're never going to get it, people, because the government makes too much money with their laundering of body parts. They traffic human beings and they traffic body parts. Okay. I stand my ground. Will I ever be able to hold the government to account? No, because it's corrupt. And not only is it corrupt, but it's infiltrated with something that isn't even human. I'm not afraid to say it. Okay. And as time goes by, more and more people are going to realize that. Okay. There's a reason they took me out, people. They've been trying to take me out for a long time. And they've been doing it by different methods, right? Attacking my family members one by one, right? We know the list, right? And with my eyes going like that, to the degree that they've done that, just at the time of holding the government to that bar in terms of to account, right? They don't want me getting into Shimei's pictures, zooming in, highlighting the orifice plug in her mouth. They don't want you to see that because anything on YouTube has already taken it upon itself with their staff to bring down the frame of the videos, scrunch them up like this, distort them, bring in their codecs that runs the video all mucky so that the resolution in terms of how clear it is has been altered. So the original video going up when we first seen it is a whole lot different after YouTube tweaked it and ruined it. Okay? Because they don't want you to see the orifice plug or whatever, the bruise or whatever it was, her, how about those tubes running with, well, that you'd probably see if you looked at that video. That would be kind of hard to skew in terms of, bringing in the frame and changing the resolution. You would still be able to see the color, but there's a reason why the color is the color is the color is the color, all the same color going through the same freaking tubes. There's 7 tubes all with the same color. Well, that's because they were running their embalming fluid. That's why, people. Okay. Government doesn't want me harping on about it. Government doesn't want me getting better at my game to expose them for what they really are doing to us as a society. Okay. And they're using the immigrant population in part to do it because they're bringing in bigots, racists, supremacists. I don't know what the hell they're bringing in. All I know is that clinic that I went to on April 31st, and they said, yes, they're going to give me a referral to an eye specialist. I even gave them a name for an eye specialist that my landlord gave me and told me to get a referral for his eye specialist, and they didn't do it, people. They didn't do it for a reason. Because they're taking out, because everybody in that clinic was basically an immigrant of some kind. Okay? I can't stress it enough. Organized religion in partnership with organized crime. Right? Just let her wallow. Right? April, May. So May, June, July, August, September, October. I finally got to see the eye specialist, and it took me going to an emergency ward in order to be able to do that. And that referral still hasn't come in. Okay? You can't tell me that was not by design. Just like when Shimei was murdered on April 11th on 2018 at 9 o'clock in the morning. And by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I get served by CIBC Bank with their paperwork. Okay? No, it wasn't a coincidence. It was planned. That's why I had the dream in advance that Shimei was going to be dead. And I'd see her under a blanket. Where else would she be under a blanket outside of a freaking hospital room? Okay? With her face up, as gray, as dead as could be. Okay? It's because whoever is doing this stuff to innocent families has it all plotted out. Just like when they came in with the BC Liberal government in 2001? Gordon Campbell shook Bill Clinton's hand. By 2003, methamphetamine was all over this province. And it was attaching itself to 11, 12, and 13-year-old and 14-year-old and 15-year-old kids. Okay? As the government was cutting off mothers with dependent children off of welfare in the middle of winter. And then expecting us to know what the hell was happening to us as we're being thrown out of our houses because we can't afford the rent, right? And expecting us to take them to court to fight for what? A welfare check? Yeah, okay. And then when we do come back, how many years later? All they have to do is say, oh, statute of limitation. But here, we'll just make it so that you can't see an eye specialist because we know at the end of the day, it's just a matter of time before the lights really go out. Because that's the only way we can do our slam dunks in court. That's the only way, people, they can do their slam dunks in court is by taking out Uncle John, taking out Sierra, taking out Shimei, injuring Amari. Amari was a Punjabi doctor who delivered him, right? It was a Punjabi doctor that harvested Shimei's organs. Okay, I'm telling you, I have the paperwork, people. They protect criminals within their ranks. Eleanor Gilding is another example. Before they'd hold Eleanor Gilding to account and put her ass in jail, they'll make it so I go blind first, people. And all they have to do is tweak the clinic. Oh, just don't put the referral in. She's busy. We made sure she was busy. We kept her busy. We made sure that she'd always be busy with an injured child with no help. It's just a matter of time before the train wreck falls flat on its face. So what the fuck is the cause here, people? You tell me. I'm sorry. Boo-boo cause. What is the cause? Because there is no community. My landlady says to me, she says to me, oh, geez, she starts crying, right? Because I told her I'm like practically blind now and probably will be blind very soon. And she goes, oh, you're so nice. Oh, why is God punishing you? First of all, it's not God who's punishing me, people. God's never punished me. Okay, I don't see it as that. I see it as a corrupt government capitalizing off the misery of innocent lives. That's what I see. I see them trafficking immigrants to replace families like mine as the ones that are falling through the cracks in terms of that organized crime that holds the assets that are capitalizing off of that. In other words, you kick me out of this house, okay, so the next people that rent it aren't going to be paying $19.50 a month. They'll be paying $4,500 a month. Okay, do they really realize what they're doing? Of course they do. Now, how culpable they are in terms of that human trafficking and the fulfillment of body parts and just the whole 9 yards that comes along with that whole situation, you know, greed is tempting, right? Greed is tempting. So, like my landlady, for example, if she falls to that temptation to which she has, right along with the rest of her people, right, as a collective organized religion, right? Because in their mind is they're just trying to survive like everybody else and be able to look after themselves in old age and give something to their grandkids or whatever. And of course, there's the bad ones in there that really are capitalizing off of organ harvesting and that kind of shit, right? But I don't see it like God has punished me in anything that's happened to me or my family. What are you doing in there? I don't see it like that. I see it like the people around me are the ones that are the problem in terms of that organized religion, whether it's Catholic, Hindu, Chinese, whether they have a religion or not, Punjabis, whoever is in power at that particular moment. Because Eleanor is a Catholic, and it's obvious she was in power and had control of the situation because of her position within the government, to which the government protects by any means necessary, even if it means not having a referral go through because my file was flagged at the clinic. Okay. And it's not like I didn't try to get referrals from other clinics, people, but the big bad CV-19 came in and everything was on lockdown. Doctors weren't seeing new patients. They weren't answering their phone. They wouldn't let you come in unless you were committed to wear a mask. Even though you had a mask exemption, they were still refused to see you, right? Just the whole 9 yards. That's it. Just it for over a year and a half, right? Tried to phone up the clinic for the eye doctor that my landlord gave me, but I had to get a referral for him before I could even go see him in his office. And none of these clinics were seeing patients because everybody was on lockdown, because the government was giving all these clinics and all these doctors money for the money that they were losing by not seeing patients, right? So this eye specialist that I'm seeing right now, he's just basically saying, you fell through the cracks. Well, that's where I disagree. No, I was set up to fail, people. Okay? It's too convenient. Just like when Shmay died that morning, and then CIBC Bank served me with their old okie dokie bogus freaking response. Okay? Just to stamp, 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 stamp a false reality that they were not culpable for what they did to Uncle John. That's why I called in the government, because I can't fight Fraser Health Authority and their staff by myself because they're too corrupt. I can't fight CIBC Bank by myself because they're too corrupt. That's why we have governments, is to protect the general population, to which my family is and was that, right? But our governments are corrupt. So that's what I got to say after all these years, right? right? Doing park events, working with kids, 40, 60 at a time for over 2.5 years, right? Doing things outside of businesses, right? Advocating for the homeless people, making 50 apple pies and dropping them off at the freaking homeless shelter or whatever it was that I planted a community garden. None of that matters. None of it means anything because the government doesn't want you to be successful with helping people unless it's on their terms. If it can't be on their terms, they will take you out. And because I had federal trademark names and I fought back as they were injuring my family to shut me up, didn't matter what it was. I was trying to do good in this community. And you want to know why my landlady says I'm probably one of the nicest people that she's met in her lifetime? It's really simple, people. It's not it's the most simplest thing because I'm like, why would you say that, Mrs. Gill? Like to myself, like what have I ever done? You're not happy with me here. I'm holding you back. You want to sell your house, right? Right? I've had issues with this and issue, right? You don't want to fix things, and how could you possibly say that to me, right? Well, unless of course I think I know what it is, and it's the fact that through it all, no matter what, I respect the elderly. So when my landlady comes and wants to climb up on the plum tree and start picking plums at 83 years old, well, guess what I'm ready to do? I stand there. I don't touch her because she doesn't like it. If she'd let me, I'd hold her, right? But she no, okay. I give her what she wants. I say, okay, well, I'm right here. I got my hands like this, right? And she's doing whatever she's doing, teetering on this, climbing on this, and I'm like, holy cow, right? Right? But if she should fall, people, guess who's hitting the ground first? Me. Because that's what young people do for old people. We're there to catch them if they fall. We're there to help them so that they don't hurt themselves for whatever means by accident, right? we put ourselves we put ourselves in the line of fire first before they get hurt. That's something that's inside of you innately. If you have respect for the elderly, it's just a given. You don't even stop to think about it. And with my landlady all these years running around with me in this yard, picking up her bounties, doing whatever she does, and I'm just standing there. That's why she says I'm one of the nicest people that she knows, because she knows I'd give my life for her if that's what it took to save hers. In terms of she fell, before I'd let her fall and hit the ground, I'd fall, even if it injured me. Okay? Because that's the only thing that I can think of for all the stress that I've been through in this house. Right? Because it's not like I've been able to go out and do a lot of community stuff since I've been here, because most of my time has been out in the yard. It took away everything from me. People, like, you don't know. And yeah, it took away even some of my eyesight, okay? Because of the straining, okay? And coming into contact with all that crud and just the whole 9 yards. And the government made sure that I couldn't get in contact with anybody to get a referral to go see an eye specialist. And because I'm always so overwhelmed with work, what feels like 1 week could be 9 weeks before I pick up the phone and try it again, because you get discouraged, right? And they're saying no, no, no. So you just, I'll try back later. I'll try a new batch later. And then you get busy, right? So anyway, that's where we're at with my eyes. Like, this is easy. I don't have to convert anything. I don't know if YouTube's going to leave it up. Who knows? I don't trust YouTube anymore. No. After the last couple days, something happened again. I probably got 1%, 10% now. Something's changed. I'll use some what is that called? Olive oil on the outside, but I don't know, people. I bought things to do like the leather and just whatever. I'll just use that as an example, and just like stuff to, I want to do Easter eggs, show you guys how to do with the pen, right? Like the Ukrainian Easter eggs. So I got the dye, and I've got the pens, and when things calmed down, right? All the food prep was putting away, and there was things that I was going to do, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything now. No, I'm sitting here looking around, just wondering how my kids are going to tackle this problem. Right? Tisha doesn't want the problem at all. Right? She doesn't want to look after me. She doesn't want to look after Andre or Amari. She doesn't want nothing. My son doesn't want to do it either, but he said he'll deal with it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you don't want to, but you'll deal with it. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, right? Because it's happening so fast, right? It's not something that any of us plan for. And it's almost like, for me, it's like a form of death, poof. Nothing moves except you, and everything else stays behind. Well, once I'm blind, I can't see nothing. Whatever is around me, it doesn't matter anymore, people. So if we thought that whatever was being pillaged from the basement when that shit went out in the garage and then out onto the road, I can only imagine what's going to happen when I can't fucking see anymore. Like literally, like my kids are going to go nuts. They're going to go nuts. They're going to just chuck it out. They won't have the patience to sell it or to hang on to it because they just won't. They're damaged. They're damaged from losing Uncle John. They're damaged from losing Andre for those 15 months and having that cortisol eat away at their brain. They're damaged for having Uncle John medically kidnapped and disappearing and having that eating at their brain. They're damaged because of what happened to Sierra eating at their brain, right? And then to find out Amari the way he is eating at their brain. And now their mom is like the icing on the cake. Amari and Andre are so close to you, and it's so sad all this harm is being allowed. Well, that's the point, though. That's the point. That's how they allow more immigrants to come into the country, right? They need to make way for the immigrants. The only way to make way for the immigrants is to get rid of families like mine. I can't stress it enough. And while they're doing it, they're getting rich off of it for the ones that are like participating in illegal organ harvesting, the trafficking of human beings, whether dead or alive. Okay? They're making money. Injuring Amari is a money-making machine because we've got this team, that research study, and now we've taken out the grandma, right? The one that really fights the hardest for Amari, which is going to put him in a really bad situation, right? Because of his situation, which requires commitment and dedication, right? And not everybody has that inside of them or is capable of doing that, which just means more money for somebody else. Amari was injured at birth for a reason. It wasn't just by chance. But you see, the government covered that up, though, to Justice Ross now, because Justice Ross didn't even look at any kind of evidence. Well, the only evidence that was really presented to him mainly was all to do with Uncle John, and he ignored all of it. And not only did he ignore all of it, he twisted it around and imported lies by saying John was dead in 2017, which is a direct lie. He said that Justice Bowden didn't receive the enduring power of attorney from me, which is a direct lie. So it's like the judges are putting lie above lie above lie. So you have to peel back the lies of the judges in order to get back to the truth. But the government doesn't want you to see the truth, right? And before they allow that to happen, they're going to tweak your files. In this situation, my files at a clinic that's being run by a bunch of immigrants that are clearly racists and bigots and something else going on in there, to make it so that you don't see an eye specialist, because they know that it's just a matter of time before you lose your eyesight, which implodes the whole house. So now, who knows how long it's going to take to empty out this house once I go completely blind. It's hard to say. It's hard to say what's going to happen, right? I mean, they have to go somewhere, right? I don't know. Depends what my son wants to do, I suppose. I can't really rely on my daughter because she doesn't want the responsibility. I mean, she'll help, don't get me wrong. She'll help with Amari and whatnot. But, I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's going to be doing what I'm doing every day or what I've been doing since Shimei's been murdered, to which the government covers up because there's too much money in body parts, right? So what is the cause? I told Truth Reality, the cause is Amari. We're not going to get justice for Shimei. If we get any kind of justice for Shimei, it will be through Amari, because Amari is the one is the most vulnerable, right? Because of his birth situation, right? Me, well, once I go blind, what you don't know doesn't hurt you. If I can't see it, I might be able to hear a few things. But if I can't see what my kids are doing as they're dismantling everything, it's not going to be so hurtful, because it's in their best interest to keep a lot of what I have so they don't have to replace it for themselves when they want it or need it, right? Whatever that may be. Hopefully they won't be too hasty. Let's put it that way. And me, well, I guess I'll learn to play piano or something, assuming that I don't get real sick and just die, people. Okay. Seriously. Yeah. But the cause, what is the cause? Well, the cause is for Amari to stay with his family, like the ones that he's with. It's just, again, the government's made it where, it's all manufactured poverty, right? Tisha feels that she can't house him because of his special needs. My son, same thing. We're talking long term. Because once we move this from this house, we're looking at $4,000, $5,000 a month for a dump. We're not talking high quality end houses here, okay? We're just talking low end bungalows that already are slated to be ripped down, and so they can bring in their freaking townhouses and their condos. That go into my videos. None of that has changed. So they can build buildings that sit practically empty. Okay, for over a year, that building is still sitting empty. Apparently, they put on their little karaoke open house trying to attract people to move in, but nobody's moving in. And that's because they're locking up all the old people from their houses into these temporary care wards, forcing them to sell their houses and then moving them into the old folks' home and then removing them from there by, like Joan Duncan, turning off the IV water when it's her time, that was designated by a quote unquote immigrant doctor. That IV didn't move. by the time John and I figured it out, it was too late. And we know what's been going on all across the United States and Canada. This is YouTube. You can't talk about it. That's why I don't think I'm going to be doing too many more videos on YouTube, because if I do any videos on anything, with what little time I have left, do you see? I'm supposed to read this blind as a bat. And no, I'm not playing favoritism here. Point is I got it. But my government doesn't want me to read it and then relay the information back to you. So they're taking measures to make sure that happens with their shoddy health care all across the board. Yeah. Dr. Richard Fleming. That will be a BitChute exclusive, assuming that I can even read it now. Brand new book, and I can't read it because I'm losing my eyesight week by week. Isn't that interesting? So, I don't know. So what is the cause? I don't know, people. The nonprofit was a waste of cause. It was a waste of time. It didn't get me nowhere in life. All it did was put me in $40,000 in debt and got my family targeted. That was it. Targeted by a corrupt government that wants to keep everybody on lockdown and in poverty, except for the ones that do their bidding for them in a criminal kind of way. Okay? Those ones will get rewarded. Okay? All right? The justice for Shimei, well, we have to go with the living, and the living is Amari. Amari is the one that deserves the most justice here, okay? So how and when, if and when that will ever happen, I don't know. Because I don't even know what's going to happen. No. I don't know who's going to look after Amari. As for Julian's sister, you know what? Like I said before, this girl, she's got another thing coming. I know she's just laughing and rolling and having a blast, celebrating, doing, if anything, I probably got contaminated with the shit that she's been putting in my fucking dirt. I wouldn't be surprised, people. Okay, this girl is nasty. All right, planting bobby pins, hand cream, tampons in Freddie's bedroom just so that Shimei can find them when Shimei goes by to see her boyfriend, and then fight. And then, yeah, we know how that works. Putting in dog ashes and charms and lying to whoever she gives those charms to, saying they're her brother's ashes, and in fact they're dog ash. Okay, the girl likes to plant things, so don't be surprised if I didn't get contaminated with something here to speed up the process. And if it wasn't that, definitely there's energy weapons that go through my yard, okay, and through my house, because I've got it on recording on YouTube. So what is the cause? I don't know. You tell me what the cause is. As if cause is going to make much difference in this world these days. Everybody's got their own causes that they have to worry about. Right? But Amari is just a little boy, and he didn't deserve what he got, people. Nope. He didn't deserve what he got. He deserves private care. Okay? I'm not saying he can't access public care, but he definitely needs private care in terms of some of these individuals that I come into contact with. They can be replaced with somebody else that's more regular in terms of care, I guess. I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't, I just don't know. But that's like wishing upon a star. That's why they injure poor kids with poor families because it's guaranteed money in the bank for the ones that capitalize off this crap. Mm-hmm. And not everybody is who they say they are. And not everybody works with good intentions. No. No. And some of the things that they do, I don't appreciate, like that, taking off his clothes all the time from group to group to group. I think that's so wrong. It's unnecessary, right? If he had more private care, it would be less of an issue. Just saying. But I don't have the stamina to fight anymore. I can't even see. Okay. And that Judge Ross made it where, I'm supposed to go get a lawyer. Yeah, okay, motherfucker. God will come and punish you for sure. That's for sure. Yeah. As for me, no. I think for me, I was just the messenger. I've always been just the messenger, people. That's what the foundation was about. I was just the messenger. Right. The foundation represents what we used to have before we lost it. It was supposed to help keep what we had before we lost it, to which we're losing it now if we haven't lost it already in terms of a society. Right? It's going to take a few years for people to catch up to that idea because they're stuck in the moment. They don't see the tsunami coming in terms of the destruction as to what our governments are doing to society in general. For whatever reason, why they do it, I don't know. I just know that many of them should be fired, completely removed from positions of any kind of authority. Yeah. But that won't happen. Right. So, what is the cause? Anyone got an idea? Is there a cause? How many are watching? 3. Do you have an idea for a cause? What do you think the cause should be? What is the cause of a blind woman? Right. Oh. It's going to be weird. That's for sure. Right. What are you doing? Well, I'm taking down some stuff, Mom. What are you taking down? Well, I don't know, Mom. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Relax. What do you mean, relax? I know you're in that corner over there. I know exactly what's in that corner. Why are you touching that? Mom, how would you know what I'm touching? Because I know what corner you are in, and I know what's in that corner. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing with my shit? Well, I don't know, Mom. You got too much of it. Can you hear it now? I can. Yeah, but we need those. Well, you think you need them, but you can't even see them anymore, Mom. Yeah, I know, but we've got little kids. The little kids need that. Oh, well, we can just buy it again in 4 years from now when we really need it. Well, that's assuming that you'll be able to even find it in 4 years from now, right? Assuming that you even have a roof over your head in 4 years from now, considering the way the world is going. Oh, but it's what is it called? What Tisha likes to call it musty, right? That's musty. Mickey the Mouse is musty. It's a musty cup. We don't need Mickey the Mouse. Get rid of it, Mom. Yep. Who cares if the kids like it? It doesn't matter. My son will say it's redundant. Well, actually, that's his girlfriend who would say that. Just using that as an example. What's in here? What do you think? Oh, geez. Children's scissors. Oh, can full. Can you see? Do you think anyone would appreciate that? No. If Shimei was here, she would. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. What's going to happen to me? I got some of the coolest stuff in this house you can't imagine. And now that I almost had the yard all figured out, just a little while longer, I could have gotten into my fabrics and stuff, and now I can't see shit. How does that work, eh? That's just one can. I have more of those things around. Oh. I don't know. My eyes continue to get worse. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you have glaucoma, but it definitely is like can sneak up on you if you're not. But you see, even if I was using those eye drops all this time, they wouldn't have stopped the coma, right, from deteriorating. It would have slowed it down. But because I went so long, almost 2 years, 2 years, without any eye drops, and I was already 20 years into the game with glaucoma, that had already kind of like, right, it just pushed everything over to the edge, and you have optic nerves in the back, and there's just a few fibers left, right, especially, and there's like just a few left in this one, and once they're gone, and that's it, they can't replace them. So you don't have a choice in the matter. You're done. I can tell my children what they are doing, and we're in different rooms. I can feel someone before they knock on my door. I believe the earth is evolving. God will take care of everything. Patriots are winning, and I trust in American people. We're going to get this right for everyone. Well, I sure hope so, Peggy. You don't know. I sure hope so, because it ain't going to happen in Canada. That's for sure. No. We've got too many brown nosers out here that just do the bidding of the government and are capitalizing off of the crimes that they facilitate, right? And they don't have no moral compass when it comes to live and let live, right? Or, share the wealth and share prosperity. And that's gone out the door a long, long time ago. We used to have it, but we don't have it anymore. No, we have that replacement migration, and with it comes criminal activity, death and injury. That's what we have. So I don't know how my kids are going to navigate I don't know how my kids are going to navigate around all that and think they're going to get anywhere in life and survive. Right? You'd think they'd learn, but I don't know. So, what is the cause? Peggy, what do you think the main cause should be from this point forward? Okay, you're going to have to get on to BitChute, though. I'm serious, because if I want to talk about anything of substance when it comes to just, without having to walk on eggshells, like let's say I do read that book and I do agree with that book. I haven't read it yet, okay? But let's say I get the old magnifying glass out and I can read it and I can still comprehend things and stuff, right? And then I reiterate on BitChute what I've read and how I take that information and apply it to myself and my own experiences with my family and what's going on in Canada and in the community. And, there's no way I'm going to be able to put a video up like that on freaking YouTube. There's just no way. And also, too, I'm tired of being YouTube's bitch. I'm serious. Like, I've never been so abused in all my life by a company as I have been by YouTube. Like, it's pathetic. Like, I'm only doing this because I know there's people asking me where I've been, what I've been doing, how things are going. And it's been rough though. In the last 2 days, I can tell it's gotten worse, right? It's definitely gotten worse. So, I don't know. Now I do get on, but yes. How do just Google New Nations Unity and New Nations Unity. Just Google that. You'll see YouTube comes up. You'll see New Constitution, which is the foundation website, come up. You'll see a BitChute videos channel. That you click on that, it'll take you right to my channel on BitChute. Right? I'm not saying I could be able to do any BitChute videos because I have to convert and everything, and and I don't know what's going to happen. Like, this is happening fast. This is the thing. This is why I'm doing this video. It hasn't even been a week. This doctor's got me seeing him in another, I don't know, a week and a half or whatever it is, right? Because he knows. He said I had 1 to 3 months of either it's going to stable out with these drops or I'm going to go blind. That's it. I'm at the end of my rope. That's what the BC healthcare system brought me to with their crap, right? With all their stress, all these, you can't tell me all this stress with everything that I've been talking on about all these years on YouTube. Even though I came out on the right foot with the cause to get the community to come together and help each other and, bring in school meal programs and school restoration and youth programs and help the homeless, and that was all the good cause. That's what I came in on. That's what I fought for. And then because I was fighting so hard for the homeless people, I was fighting for the kids, I was doing the park events, right? Fighting to keep up my videos with the music, fighting all the time, fucking fighting. My government just started chopping me off here, chopping me off there, take one here, take one there, just so they could bring in what they've got now with their manufactured global poverty. Okay? Basically. Not that I'm anybody special, because I'm not. I'm not. But I went more than a mile. Okay? And the government didn't like that. Just like they didn't like Shimei being smart in school. And they had to try and dumb her down by any means necessary. First, they smacked her when she was in kindergarten so that she wouldn't want to go back to school. And then they accused her of lying. Mm-hmm. And then when I sent her back finally, she was doing good, because that's what happens with kids with high IQs. They do good in school, but they didn't like that. So they ended up causing a ruckus with one of Shimei's girlfriends. Shimei felt that she had to stick up for her girlfriend. Next thing you know, the staff started attacking Shimei and then wanted to suspend Shimei for posturing because they were arguing over another girl, and I just said, to hell with you guys, I'm pulling her out. So I pulled her out, and she stayed home. Anyway, even in high school, people, when she finally went back on her own accord, she was pulling in honors, and they didn't like it. They wouldn't give her science. They wouldn't give her math. They wouldn't give her music because they wanted her to be a tourist guide. They didn't want her to be a nurse because they already had all those slots already filled out. If they're not bringing them in on the freaking airplane through their visas, they've got them already bought and paid for with the kids in the neighborhood that have a different, different color, and their parents, are kind of up on that, good to-do list in terms of wealth. And so before Shemay could be a nurse, it'd have to be somebody else, right? And then they just took her out because they didn't want her helping with Uncle John. No. We know all that. That's just all old news. Make sure you have protection. I got viruses on Bit. I don't know. I don't know how that's possible because it's just basically it's just videos, right? Like they have their ads, but like it's not any more different than YouTube. I'd say YouTube honestly is more prone to being hacked by their server, by the YouTube staff, than anyone on BitChute. Yeah, I don't know about that, but maybe because you use a cell phone or something. I don't use a cell phone. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't understand how it can happen. That's all. Because it's just a straight up server, right? You just upload the videos and that's it. And they have their stream on the bottom with their ads. And that's it. Nothing. They don't really tweak their videos like they do here. They go up, they stay. YouTube is always changing its shit. Right? As a matter of fact, I'm having a problem with YouTube right now, just logging into YouTube through Google because of what YouTube did when they striked me. They tweaked my page again through their source code. Yeah. Canada is a part of America. We must stand beside the people that creates positive change. Well, yes, but I think what we're going to find is whatever is going on, it's going to get worse. And people are going to get more ruthless. Yeah. Because nothing stops them from being ruthless, you see. That's the thing. Nothing stops them from partaking in criminal activity. As a matter of fact, they get rewarded for it, and it's free because the government pays for them to do it by allowing them to use public facilities to do it, public workers to utilize to do it, like, the paramedics, the police, the coroner's office. Those are all public workers, but they're all in one way or another within their subgroup of a group participating in illegal activity using public facilities and public tax dollars to traffic those body parts and human beings. That's not going to change. That's going to get worse. Because you have people that are either too afraid to stand up against it and don't want to be targeted themselves and just will stay quiet and turn a blind eye to it, or you're just going to get more people jumping on that bandwagon and wanting to capitalize off of it because the economy is going to be so crappy that will be the only way to make money. of substance, that is, outside of house sales and rent gouging, and trafficking children through foster care and those kind of things, right? There's only so many ways you can make money, right? And with people more and more losing their jobs, it's just going to entice more and more people to commit crimes. That's all. The only thing is, our medias like to just focus on petty crime, where, people go into a grocery store and steal this and steal that, or load up a cart and walk out and steal. They're just, those are just that's just a smoke screen, right? That's petty crime. That's the fakeness of our society. That's the shit that the cops like to use to make themselves look important. But when it comes to something really serious like illegal organ harvesting, they're not, they will come after you to shut you up before they'll actually try and stop it, because a lot of them are actually participating in it. And with society getting worse, it's just going to be more and more dirty cops. That's all. Because the network's already in place. And when you take them to court, government just covers it up and protects them, because it's on a different agenda. Let me just go up a little bit here, see what else I missed. See, it's not about getting blurry for me. It's about, okay, so when he did my eyes, okay, you look into a machine, right? This eye, I have 2% vision, which means I get 2% of light going into my octave nerve, okay? So just imagine a circle that's basically black. That's what you see, nothing. Okay, that's why I can barely see out of it, because the few little nerves that provide light to go in to the eye so that I can see, that's all there is, just a few strands left. So when he takes a picture of my eye to see how much light I'm getting, it's basically black. I don't get very much. This one, there's just a little patch here and a little patch there. Everything else is all black, right? 13% light is going into my eye. But that's changed in the last 2 days. I can tell. Just by navigating around the house, I can tell. I slept for a couple of days because I was so cold. I didn't sleep the whole time, right? I picked up, I had that mask on, and for the first couple of days, it was, sniffling and running, and then, these eye drops, and that shit's going to the back of my mouth, and I'm swallowing it, and then it kind of just made me sick, and then the weather got real cold, and then I got real cold, and it just kind of, and then, I got up this morning or whenever I freaking got up, and like from yesterday to today, I could tell the difference. So I've lost something. Now, maybe it might change in a day or two, but probably not. So it's beyond blurriness. It's to do with the amount of light. My light is slowly going away. No light here. Just a few little patches of light. And just a few little patches. That's it. Everything else is dark. And then, of course, when I go to see the eye specialist, when they're poking around doing this, doing that, taking pictures, got me on this machine, got me on that machine, it just instigates it and it makes it worse. Right? Well, yeah, it's sad, but what are you going to do? What you going to do? I mean, it's life, right? It's really the government's fault for making it almost impossible to get a referral, just with the corruption within the healthcare system in general through the targeting of these files, my medical files and my children's files, right? We're a targeted family. This is why I filed the lawsuit. They can't deny it, right? There's no rhyme or reason for that clinic to just not put that referral in on April 31st like they said they were going to do. They knew it was serious, but they chose not to do it. And they stayed quiet on it because, as far as they're concerned, the faster they can get me out of my house, the faster they can move in one of their immigrant friends. That is an issue that the government should be dealing with in terms of racism. Yeah, because that's the kind of bandwagon that we're on with this replacement of immigrants, immigrant replacement program, right? Right? If there's only so much housing, but you're bringing in all these immigrants who don't like little white old ladies, black kids, because the immigrant themselves aren't black. There's something else with a different religion that seems to think that they're better than everybody else, except right? That's just the way it is, people. Not enough people are standing up talking out against it. Instead, we let the immigrant cry on, oh, well, it's the white people that are being racist against us. It's the Canadians who are being racist against us. Oh, woe is me. Yeah, okay. No, more like the other way around. Okay, like I'm afraid to walk into freaking clinics with immigrants in them, people. I'm afraid to go to the hospital with freaking immigrants in them, people. Okay, seriously, I don't care if they came from freaking Fiji. I don't care if they came from freaking, I don't care where they came from. They're not correct. They got backwards thinking. They don't care. I seen it with Uncle John. I seen it with Shimei. I seen it with Amari. Okay. Definitely seen it with Sierra. I seen it with myself. Okay. This is a perfect example. I knew not to go to that clinic, but I had no choice, and I went anyway, and look what it got me. And do I have time to file another lawsuit? As if. Who do I take? Fraser Health Authority back to court? Yeah, okay. They'll just twist it around all over again because that's what they do. But you know what? When my landlady did say to me that I'm one of the nicest people that she's met, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how that can be because you don't know me on YouTube, and I'm bitching on about this and bitching on about that and bitch. Right? But it's not about bitching just to be bitching, people. It's about educating and trying to get people to wake up and change their ways or come together and for humanity or whatever, or to end corruption, definitely end illegal organ harvesting and the targeting of vulnerable families. I don't care what vulnerable family you are. I wouldn't want my landlady being targeted just because she's old, you know what I mean, any more than I would want any other old person to be targeted. Unfortunately, though, it's the white Caucasians out here with their houses who are being targeted by the immigrants, though. Okay, you see, that's the problem, where my landlady is slightly more insulated because of the wealth that's within her community. Doesn't mean that she's a criminal or she's, taking advantage of the situation per se, outside of, well, she knows that if she kicks me out, she can get $4,500 a month in rent. Or, if she sells the house in a corrupt market where technically $3 million is a little bit too much outside of it's a corrupt market, and, she's able to do it. Well, if you provide the temptation, people are going to take that temptation. You can't get mad at her for that. Right? So I don't blame her for the housing problem per se, as I do maybe her organized religion with those crooks inside of it, like the real bad people, where at the end of the day, if she's climbing up the plum tree, I'm not going to let her fall, people. I'm not going to tell her she can't do it either. If that's what you want to do, no problem. I'll just catch you if you fall. If I kill myself catching you, so be it. Better me than you. That's why she calls me a nice person, people. Because most people wouldn't care about her at this age. Nope. And I had good upbringing. Yeah. That's the only thing I can contribute it to. Somewhere along the line, my family, more than likely my own grandmother, taught me right. I'm trying to figure out where it came from. Unless it's just one of those things that, I've been here before and it's not anything that I need to learn. What y'all fussing on about? I hear you. Are you uncomfortable? You're just throwing things around. Yeah. Just tossing things around. Anyway, now you know. So there you go. That's it. What's the cause? Nobody's going to help me with the foundation. It's work that people don't get paid for. So that will fall off to the wayside. I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Because I won't be able to do it because I can't even see that much anymore. Right? I don't know what's going to happen with that appeal because the government came in with their notice of appearance but didn't give me a court date for that. So I don't even know what that means. Right? So, right? We'll have to wait and see. Right? At the rate things are going, I don't know. I don't even think I'm going to make it 3 months. No. I'd be very surprised if I make it for 3 months and can maybe do, just what I'm doing. And if I don't, like I said, it's not going to matter. I'll be like, I can hear you, but what are you doing? Oh, okay. Well, before you throw that away, you might want to stop and think about it. Yeah. Because that's pretty much what it's going to come down to, I think. I think that outside shit there with the basement was just a little prelude. You notice how fast that happened, eh? Yeah. Rhea might try and help me to file another lawsuit, but, she can maybe help me type it out, but ain't nobody going to go drop it off for me and file it for me and manage it for me. And I'm sure in the hell not going to be able to do it because I won't be able to see by that point. So the government wins, right? It's a slam dunk all the way around for the government people. Yeah. And if I had to put anyone first before anything, I'd put Amari first. But my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do. And if Julian's sister seems to think that she's going to get Omari, she's got another thing coming because that bitch did nothing but taunt me since Shimei's been murdered. Because Julian didn't murder Shimei by himself. And just with her taunting me all these years, with her threats of people plotting and scheming in my back, how they're going to kill me and all this other shit. Yeah, fucking creeping my yard and God knows what else she's done. It would be very irresponsible of any kind of social services to be handing over Amari to that side of anyone on there. No. Amari can go into foster care before that happens. Just because I can't see doesn't mean I can't speak and be a testament as to how much that family has done nothing for Amari except terrorize his family, his grandma, his cousin, his aunt, his uncle. Literally terrorize. So before you get too happy and comfortable thinking you're going to get what you want after all this time, you got another thing coming. Because that I will definitely fight against it. Blind or not, it won't matter. You don't deserve to have Mari. You've done nothing for him. You made his life hard by abandoning him a long time ago. And just because you got up on YouTube with your bullshit crap doesn't mean that you did anything, because you didn't. No. Just wanted to say that. So, do we agree Amari is the cause? We got to find a way to make sure Amari is okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible. Because people are just willing to settle for what the government will provide for him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, the government will look after him. Don't worry. Yeah, okay. That's what you say. That's what you say. What are you saying? What is that? Huh? 10:30. How many hours? Too long. Was it worth it? An hour and 28 minutes? Huh? See, there is no more cause. Justice for Shimei. Okay. See, I just don't know what's going to happen in the next 1 to 3 months. That's the thing. Like, it happens so fast, people. Like, you can't imagine. You just wake up one day and you just, like, all of a sudden being told that your life is basically over. Only thing is you're still alive. You get to feel it. You don't get to see it, but you get to feel it, right? You know what I'm saying? And everything just comes to like a screeching halt, right? And you become, I don't know. It's like Forever Blessed says, you know? Sometimes we go blind for a reason. I don't know what that reason is yet. I don't see it as a punishment. No, because I know exactly where it came from. I know exactly where it came from. It came from the targeting of my family, and my family's been targeted for a long time. That cortisol, after all this time, and I've had a lot of it, people, a lot. Working hard. You know, it all paid off for those ones that capitalize off of trafficking human beings. Yeah. And I know it's just a matter of time before they move on to the next victims. Right? if they haven't already. And of course, they're not reporting the number of deaths in the true context of the number of people dying over the last 2 years because of this, and this. And this. I mean, for all we know, I could have got infected with spike proteins from shedding from somebody else. I wouldn't be surprised. Definitely energy weapons going through my yard. Like when my landlord, his son, and my landlady were out there that one day in March or whenever it was, and I came inside and I turned on the camera and I did that little video, and my eyes went cloudy for over 4 hours and they just wouldn't clear out. And then eventually, after about 4 hours, they finally cleared out. Well, it wasn't long after that before April came and all of a sudden, poof, and then never cleared out. I do believe something was going through, because they had me standing exactly where the energy weapon was running in another video that I have. And it ran through the grass. And it's exactly goes where I was basically standing. Just saying. Has anyone done a scan or MRI of your head, Judy? I'm sorry this is happening. No. But when you're dealing with the kind of pressure that I've been dealing with all these years, and we're talking years and years and years and years. Okay. You know, it all makes an impact. Right? And it's not, even if they were to do something like that, it ain't gonna solve no problems. This is to do with my optic nerves, with my eyes. They are dying. There is no optic nerves in the back of my eyeballs anymore, except for a few strands here and maybe 1 or 2 or 3 more over there. That's it. They're done. That's what the drops are for, is to help alleviate the pressure so that they're not being destroyed. I tend to agree with Tisha. It was just too much has happened to me with my family. You watch my videos. I've been fighting for a long time. And don't forget, the fight was before I even started doing YouTube videos. Okay. When they took Andre, that's when things really picked up. That's when I took it to a whole new level. When they took Andre. Well, when they kicked Sierra out, and then they took Andre. And then they weren't satisfied with that. They had to go after John after they destroyed Sierra. And then they weren't satisfied with that. They had to go after Shimei. And then they weren't satisfied with that. They make sure they took out Amari before he even had a chance to grow up. Okay, there. That's what your MRI is going to tell you. Cortisol, 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 cortisol. So what is the cause? We went through every single cause there's possibly you could possibly go through, but I got to end it on one cause. What is the cause? What is the cause of being on this stupid channel, YouTube, since 2009? I tried to do community wellness, park events, and, try and do all that crap, right? And businesses and just whatever, and help homeless people and just whatever and whatever. None of it worked. Okay. I tried to be a role model by showing that, you fall into a shitty yard and you can take a rotten lemon and you can make it into something that's nice. Because this yard was a rotten lemon. It was worse than a lemon. Okay. It was a rotten fucking lemon. And I put in 10 good hard years of hard work that I'm sure instigated a lot of this crap because of the histamines going up my nose and the grit. And okay, we all know that, right? And I followed through with the city with their whip on my back. They had me out in the yard for over 10 months. Like, who does that? Who does that? Who has a tenant working out in a yard for 10 months, 5, 6, 7 days a week, every day for 10 months straight? Rain, cold, hot, didn't matter what it was, just to keep me out there, right? So that they could break my spirit. But they never did break my spirit, people. I worked and I surpassed whatever it was that they were trying to do to me. Okay. And I made it better. And finally, they had to back down. And then they came in and they did it again because, they want me out, right? So they can make more money. Somebody wanted me out, right? Whoever it was, doesn't matter. And then they did it fucking again. And they just fucking did it over here after I gave away a whole bunch of shit from the basement, right? A whole bunch of stuff just gone. It was down to the last 4 or 5 boxes, just a little bit of junk left. I was going to work out in the front, was going to pack it up by the end of the week, drop it off at the freaking thrift store. But no. They had to get that whip back on my back. You don't think none of that played no role in all this? Yeah, it did. But, I stay true, right? I showed you that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Don't be a quitter, right? What else? What is the cause? I'm never going to get a lawyer for Shimei. I'm never going to get a lawyer for Uncle John. I'm never going to get a lawyer for Amari. It would be nice if I could, but if I had to put anyone front in line, I'd put Amari. But who's going to help me get a lawyer for Amari? Okay. And people are just trying to figure out how to get Amari so they can get money for Amari. That's what Julian's sister is thinking. Yeah, I can get Amari and I can get all that money that she gets. Well, first of all, you're not going to get that much money. Let me tell you that. Not unless social services get involved. If social services get involved, then whoever gets Amari might get $3,000. Might. Depends on what social services does. Depends on what I do. Depends on who takes Amari. Okay. As it is right now, I get $948 with his disability federal child tax benefit. That's it. And $125 on my welfare check. That's how much I get per month to look after Amari. And that's disability tax child credit because he's severely injured. But if he was to go into foster care, that person would get $3,000 a month. But then Amari would be at the whim of who knows what. It's hard to say. All right. But they wouldn't take Amari just because they love Amari. No. They'd be scrapping over Amari for money. That's what they would do. Well, the judge is saying you can't advocate for Amari because you're not a lawyer. So therefore, Amari will always be under that manufactured poverty so that other people can exploit him. That's why I say Amari should be the cause. After all these years on YouTube, we should just leave it on that. I don't know what other cause there could possibly be because I'll never get my eyesight back. I can tell you that right now. MRI can show if you've got fluid or something interfering with eyes is all I had. Well, yeah, I do have fluid though. That's what glaucoma is about. Open angular glaucoma. There's too much fluid. It wasn't draining. And because I couldn't get the prescription unless it came from an eye specialist, I went without for a long time. And because of all these lockdown restrictions, eye clinics weren't taking new patients. They weren't wanting to see people. Doctors were refusing to see people. They weren't answering their phone. Or if they did, they demanded that you wear a mask, even though you had a mask exemption. So if you told them that you had a mask exemption, they'd still hang up on you. And when you're busy like me, the last thing you're doing is running around phoning clinic after clinic after clinic. Yeah, you will for a while. And then when you find that, they turn you away, you just get busy, you forget about it. And then when you try it again, they turn you away. And then you get busy again. And then all of a sudden, everything goes poof, nothing, it's all cloudy. Then you finally do get to a clinic because you plead and you beg for them to see you, right? But they don't do their job because they got you targeted, right? Because they want to wipe you out because they're all freaking bigots in there. Okay, that's basically what it's about, people. Okay. And 6 months goes by, and by the time you do get to the specialist, it's too late. With or without drops, it's too late. And those drops are making me sick. They made me sick before, and they're making me sick again. But what else am I going to do? So I'm just putting this live out, just this video. This is probably the last video on YouTube. I will attempt to do maybe something for BitChute at some point in the future because I really do want to read that book and be able to talk freely about it in regards to my own feelings and my own experiences and what I've been through and my family's been through to know what the hell is really going on. Okay. So I'm just doing this as a courtesy thing right now for the ones that are maybe worried about me. I'm not playing games. YouTube plays games. YouTube makes me not want to do nothing no more. That's why I'm telling you, go to BitChute. If I can manage to do something, I'll put it up on BitChute. As for any cause on YouTube, well, YouTube took care of that shit a long time ago. They destroyed every fucking cause that I ever came in with, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not just being spiteful or bitter here, okay? I'm being honest. They never helped me with the foundation when I worked on the good fight with the community activism and and they just shadow banned everything that I ever tried to do. Just shadow ban. They hid my freaking videos and they gang stalked me. They had me up on that GMOI shit with that garbage crap with John and his family, the Duncan clan freaking stalking me, and I know for a fact YouTube staff had something to do with that GMOI crap. I know it for a fact, people. And covering up for the government. That's what YouTube does. They target certain channels as they promote other channels for whatever reason. I'm done with it. All right, striking me over ambiguous shit. Just stupid. So, you can only be beat so many times until finally you get tired of it, and I'm tired of it. But I love you guys, okay, for what it's worth. I do. I'm going to miss you. I'll try and do what I can. Like I said on BitChute, but it's got to be something that, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. I might never do another video after this. Who knows? I could wake up tomorrow and everything could be as black as black. Okay. And once it's done, it's done. There is no salvaging anything. The optic nerves are dead. That's what glaucoma does. That's what that clinic knew. And that's why they never put in the referral. Because my file is flagged. Because that's the only way the government knows how to play is dirty pool. And my videos prove that. All these years, that's the only way these dirty individuals know how to play is dirty. They can't win any other way. So what is the cause? I don't know. Outside of Amari is the cause. Do they have the free med beds clinics in your area? They started charging in America, which I don't even know what a med bed is. I don't think so. No, what we have is a bunch of crooks that pose as doctors and nurses, but they're really not. They found I have narrow angles, meaning the fluid in my eyes can't drain. Yeah, well, that's what happened to me too. That's right. Properly, which causes pressure to build up. That's right. That's open end glaucoma. Open angular glaucoma. That's what I have. Okay. We know that, right? Precursor to glaucoma if not treated. Well, mine was untreated for a couple of years because I couldn't get a referral. Remember, family doctor said take him to court. So it's not like I could get a referral from the family doctor. Anytime I tried to phone a clinic or an eye doctor, they weren't seeing anybody because everybody was on bloody lockdown. And then when I finally did get to a clinic in April of this year, April 31st, they said they were going to put the referral in and they didn't. It took me going to the hospital on September 23rd of this year to the emergency to get a referral for an eye specialist. By the time I got to the eye specialist, I have 2% vision in this eye and 13% vision in this eye. But I can tell you it's already changed because when I got up this morning, my eyesight is worse. To which the eye specialist says I have 1 to 3 months to either stable out with the few drops that I have, like in terms of the little bit of eyesight that I have left with these drops, to which I don't think it's going to work because if it was, my eyes wouldn't be getting worse, to which they have in the last week since I've seen the eye specialist. So more than likely within 3 months, I'll be blind. So how you deal with your glaucoma? Well, better be on it. Put yourself first. Don't put yourself last. Put yourself first when it comes to your eyes. And hopefully your government won't make it so that you can't get your medicine, because if you won't be able to get your medicine, what's going to happen is you're going to have it untreated for a long period of time, and then it's going to end up being like me. That's what's going to end up happening. And then you'll have to figure out what you're going to do after the fact. Because apparently a lot of medicines are disappearing in the United States of America, with amoxicillin becoming kind of in short supply in, various locations, not throughout the whole country, but, you hear these reports on boots on the ground or this, that, and there are, people talking about, well, my son had an ear infection and went to go get amoxicillin and, I can't get it. And, they have to drive here, drive there. And they can only give you 1 or 2 day dose, but that's not enough. And then you go back and you can't get it. And it's going like that with a lot of different kind of medicines. So this isn't something to be fooling around with, right? But that's the game though, people. That's the game. Because they're not going to miss you when you're gone, because they've got another freaking 10,000 immigrants banging on the door to take your place, right? They're going to replace you with somebody else. That's what they're doing. So they'll take you out by any means necessary. So you better be up in front, pushing past everybody, saying, no, 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 no. My eyes come first. That's my advice to you. I got diagnosed with glaucoma when I was 40. I'm 60 now, and I went probably the majority of that time with it untreated. Okay. And the last 2 years was just the icing on the cake. And it's not like I didn't try and get a referral, because I did. But again, the government made sure it didn't happen, because that's the only way the government knows how to play, is dirty pool. They had to take out a soldier. They took out a soldier by any means necessary, one way or another. And they've been taking out the soldier for a long, long time. They got nothing to be proud of. Absolutely nothing. They failed Uncle John. They failed Sierra. They failed Shmay. They failed Amari. They failed Andre. They definitely failed me. And they failed my remaining family that's still alive at this point. At this point. I don't know what a med bed is. My spouse is from UK, and he has NHS free care in Canada or UK when we go there. Yeah, well, it really depends on who you are, how much value you have, and how much of a threat you are to the government. Right? I'm sure your family hasn't gone through anything like my family. I'm not saying that you haven't been through things, because I'm sure you have been, but you didn't have to fight up against illegal organ harvesting and all this other crap, okay? So I'm just saying. I care about you. This is forever blessed, and your grandkids and family, because I've watched all your videos and you speak truth. Leave me be, Andre. You and Amari could benefit. Don't know what a med bed is. We probably don't have them. And if we do, I'm sure the government's got them hidden away like a dirty secret, and only the ones that commit the crimes can use them. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it. We love you. Yeah, I love you too. But, I can't go around talking in circles, feeling sorry for myself on YouTube, looking for some kind of fake, false justice that I'm never going to get. That's the first thing. And, I'm not going to start begging for Amari on YouTube, although Amari should be the cause, okay? Not that a cause can get you anywhere in life, because it doesn't. Anytime you come in with a cause, the government just sees it as a threat to their dollar bottom line. That's all it is, right? They think they own Amari, right? They got him hooked into this program, that program, their research program, right? They can't wait to get fucking rid of me, okay? Trust me. Yeah. For what it's worth, that is. Because if that was not the case, they'd go after the ones who injured him. They would go into the freaking Surrey Memorial Hospital and any other hospital and start cleaning swamp. But they don't want to. They don't want to, people. Why? Why? Because they're harvesting adrenochrome when they're not harvesting body parts. When they're not loosh harvesting. Forever blessed. I'm going to pray and ask my fiance and his pastor to pray. I believe prayers help in some situations. It's worth a try. Well, yeah, but it won't help with my eyes. That's physical. And it's too late. All right. I didn't put myself first. I should have put myself first. That was the biggest mistake that I made in life when it came to me, was putting myself always last. Please look up free med beds in your area. It's frequency healing like the older days. My closet is a few states over. Saving money for the trip. Oh, my closest is a few states over. I don't think we have that out here, honest to God, I don't. You're right about that one. Anyway, it's 2 hours now. I'm just rambling. And what you gonna do? As a matter of fact, I gotta get off because I need Tisha to come and bring me some rabbit food. She's supposed to go get me rabbit food today. She was supposed to go get me some hay, but I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna do the hay. I feel the same way. We fell for the help. We fell for the help. Your community. I've missed you. Yeah, I've missed you too, Tammy, but it doesn't look too good for me right now. I'm going to be, I think, lights out pretty soon. I got up this morning and, I'm just kind of like, after I seen that eye specialist wearing a mask and, I just, everything was running and I'm using drops now and, it's going to the back of my throat and I'm swallowing it. And it's been kind of making me feel sick. And you're not supposed to swallow. You're not supposed to get these drops in your mouth. I don't know how that works. If you're not supposed to get the drops in your mouth, but it's going to the back of your throat because it's going into your eye and you're actually swallowing it. No wonder why I'm not feeling that great. But I got up this morning and I could tell that something happened. It happens when I'm sleeping. I guess because I'm putting pressure, right? And it's just squeezing those last little fibers. And pretty soon it's going to be lights out. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Hello, Lucy. Are you coming in or what's going on? Because I'm almost done here. I've been on this thing for 2 hours trying to figure out what the cause is in terms of, I don't think I'm going to be posting much more on YouTube. So what's the cause? I mean, I caused out so many things over the years that if I had to say there was a cause, the only cause that's left really is Amari, right? In terms of, we need to get him a lawyer and make it so that the government is held to account for what they've done to him. But that ain't going to happen anymore. And it's going to happen with Shemaine or Uncle John or anybody for that matter. So, I don't know. We're not strong enough by ourselves. That's the thing. I am here. Darn it. Missed the live. Best wishes to you. Yeah, well, Lucy, that's it. I'm at the end of my rope with my eyes. I'm here to just let people know that I think the videos are going to end very soon. Not that I would want to post too many more videos up on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't make me feel very good. Nope, I can't trust them, right? I don't find them to be supportive, right? If anything, I'm just tired of the games. And so I'll be posting, if I post anything, more than likely up on BitChute. And that's assuming that I can even see anything in terms of, uploading and converting videos, and then just the whole 9 yards. Like, I don't have the inclination right now, because, when you can't really see, you don't really want to do too much. And what little you do want to do, I'm taking care of business first before I'm doing videos, that's for sure, except for now. I just don't want to leave everybody hanging on YouTube. I mean, obviously, I can't post this up on BitChute because, I don't even have a backup on this. But whatever. I don't want to leave everybody just hanging. I mean, if I don't come back, we know. And Lucy, you should have my phone number. Tammy, you have my phone number. Peggy, you have my phone number. Right? So if for some reason I'm not posting, you can always call, just to find out if everything's okay, because happened fast, don't you think? Huh? I mean, who would have thought 2 weeks ago? Right? I have your Facebook. It's so hard for me to see on Facebook. I don't hardly ever go on Facebook. I can't read. I can barely read. I can see here because it's a black background with white print. But when it's like a white background with gray print, I don't like going on Facebook. That's why I don't do much on it. I really don't like it. It's so hard to see. It's got that little teeny weeny, it can't see people. Yeah. Should have your phone number written down, but yeah, you do that. I don't know when I'll go on to Facebook, though. Okay, so what's the cause? That's why I came on. What's the cause? After all these years. What was the point after all these years? What was the end game after all these years? What did I accomplish after all these years? Like, can anyone answer that? Yeah, but the thing is, I've been taken out. I'm a big part of your life, but even still, it's not like I can follow through on it, right? Nobody's going to do this for me. Awesome. Awareness, advice. Yeah, but that's all coming to an end, though, Lucy, because I won't even be able to see enough to be able to hook into anything here pretty soon. Right? And I mean, everything's just going to be dismantled. It can't stay like this. My kids are just going to dismantle it over a period of time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's just a matter of time. things change, right? Well, I guess the channel will be just for reference, right? I wish I had everything like more into playlists year to year, but it burns my eyes out more and more. So I don't know. Nobody's going to go into my old videos and put everything into playlists, and because really we should have playlists from year to year to year, right? 2012 I started doing it, and then I got halfway through and then I got distracted, and then we do 2012 playlist, 2013, so that people could really see what I went through with my family. Nobody can be surprised as to what's happened to me with everything that I've went through with my family. So where the message and all that is, I don't know, other than if you got glaucoma, put yourself first. Don't put yourself last. Put yourself first. Take care of that glaucoma. Yeah. And even then, you'll probably go blind because they can't stop it. They can only slow it down. So be prepared to be brave no matter what. Do what you need to do. Always grateful for all you have taught me. Well, I don't know what I need to do anymore, though. You see, that's the thing. I'm just waiting for, I don't know what I'm waiting for, just for everything just to go poof. Can see nothing. Just like this. And you take everything down. My kids will take everything down. Pray for my kids. How about that? Pray for my kids. They're going to need that. Oh, speaking of my kids, here's my son, Andre. I'll just wait for a minute and see what he has to say. I'm going to end this live pretty soon. See, easier to do a live than do on video. Hello? What did you do? What are you doing?
Going inside.
Okay, well, I'm doing a live stream here.
Oh, well.
What's up?
Nothing. We can talk later then.
Well, I'm almost done.
I came up for our talk.
Oh, yeah? Good. Because my eyes got worse.
Okay, Mom.
That's the problem. I go to sleep. That's why I'm doing it live, to let people know that I don't know how much longer we've got left going on here. I go to sleep. I've been sick for the last couple of days, kind of, right? And I don't know. I can tell.
Okay.
So, you ready to talk now?
Yeah.
Okay. So how about I turn this off and go talk to my son? All right, people. I'm going to get off now, okay? And I'll come back and let you know how it goes.